Hello and welcome to yet another planning appeal case study video. I'm John Peters, and in this video I'm going to explain how we overcame a recent refusal by Colchester City Council for one of our clients. This planning appeal was to overcome the refusal for a lawful development certificate for a garage extension planning appeal that was refused by the local authority, and that's Colchester City Council's planning department. Our client was initially booked in for a free no obligation consultation to run through the refusal reasons that had been used by Colchester City Council and to evaluate if an appeal was viable or if an alternative option would be best suited for this client. The free no obligation consultation, which took around 20 minutes, found that this case was viable for appeal to the Planning Inspectorate, taking the decision process away from Colchester City Council Planning Department. This case was refused by Colchester City Council for the following reasons. The garage extension, built in 2016 for ancillary residential use, is not permitted by the Town and Country Planning Act, as amended. The Council considers the lawful development certificate fails to provide sufficient evidence to support that the development has been constructed more than 4 years ago. Therefore, it would not be lawful for the proposed development to be undertaken as permitted development, and the lawful development certificate cannot be granted in this instance. This is a standard LDC 4 and 10-year refusal. Many people, when submitting a lawful development certificate, fail to submit a planning statement that details the evidence and reasons of why the application meets the balance of probabilities and should be granted. With these appeals, we have to, as part of the appeal, detail and catalogue the information in the appeal statement to ensure the inspector is fully aware of why the application should be approved. From my experience, many lawful development certificate applications similar to this are refused, would not have been, if the application had the supporting document detailed correctly. As an organisation, we've been finding recently, though, a number of errors in various local authority planning officers' decisions. These errors do help support the appeal cases. We do suspect the increase in these errors has been caused by cutbacks at local authorities and unprecedented increase in workloads that have piled on the reducing number of planning officers. Many of you are repeatedly stating to us that you've had little or no correspondence throughout the application process. The first thing that you knew was receiving the refusal notice from the council, and in some cases when you received a letter from ourselves. With planning appeals experience matters, our specialist team, who handle over 2.5% of all planning appeals in England and Wales that are currently produced and submitted, start by producing a comprehensive and robust appeal statement that in this specific case covered over 26 pages and was over 5,200 words. It is important to detail in the appeal statement where the local authority failed in their assessment of the case and how, where both possible, local and national policies and the evidence needed to bring into the case could be supported in favour for the actual inspector to make the correct decision. Obviously, with the back catalogue we have of wins, we're able to use these cases and what the inspector said in them as additional argument to support the case that we're working on. Recently, we had a client state that a competitor said that they actually use our wins to help them produce appeals. I suppose that is a compliment to our team, but obviously that methodology does not give them the underlying knowledge to be able to adapt arguments to specific cases. It is important to know that no two cases are the same, and the arguments need to be produced specifically for the case in hand. Once an appeal statement is completed, we send the document to our client, asking them to check if they're happy for us to submit the case to the Planning Inspectorate. If we need to add any additional information that the client may have forgotten previously to provide us, it's done at this point, and then the case is submitted. It's vitally important that all the documents and responses are submitted on time throughout the process, as failure to do so will result in the appeal not being successful, something we do hear about often when people attempt an appeal for the first time. Always ensure you use a professional who has considerable experience of appeals. It's worth asking them for some recent successful planning appeal case studies like you find on our website. Due to the large number of cases we represent, we have a dedicated team that liaises with the Planning Inspectorate on a daily basis. For this appeal, an independent planning inspector from the Planning Inspectorate visited the site on the 17th of July, and we're pleased to confirm that the appeal was upheld and the permission granted on the 13th of August in a 3-page appeal decision notice. If you'd like to find out if we can help you with your planning appeal, complete our online form on our website, www planningappealsuk.com, and our new case support team will arrange for a free, no obligation consultation with one of our planning appeal assessment professionals. Would you like to find an appeal case study for a certain type of application, or even in a selected area? We have so many and not all of them are published or filmed, but that does not mean that we can't show you what you're looking for. Ask our planning appeal assessment professional during your free no obligation consultation. Thank you for taking the time to watch this planning appeal case study video, and I look forward to producing another one very shortly. Thanks a lot. Bye.